Today we're going to be talking about saunas, history, benefits, and the uses. So saunas actually started 10,000 years ago back in Finland. They actually started with holes in the ground and little huts where they roasted stones over an open flame and then got inside. They would stay in there for a very long time and then eventually they would jump into the ice water as well. They also would splash water on the stones to create steam, which is how the steam sauna thing was created. So when it comes to the benefits of sauna, the first one is going to be detoxification and skin health. This is because when you sweat, you eliminate all these toxins that are built up through things like environmental toxins, things that we're just not supposed to be exposed to. And these toxins are usually stored in the adipose tissue or fatty tissues. And when you heat up the body, these are much more easily released. There was actually a study done ever on public health that showed that heavy metals such as like mercury and arsenic are released through sauna therapy. So, number two is muscular maintenance. We know that the sauna releases something called heat shock proteins, which enhance antioxidant capacity and mitochondrial function as well. Another thing with this is that saunas have been shown to stimulate muscle hypertrophy, so sort of building. So that is what's done in exercise to build muscle, so it can be used for that as well. Number three is insulin resistance. The thing with saunas is that once you get in it, it actually increases blood glucose. So you may not think that's a good thing, but what happens is afterwards it actually drops down. It's much more regulated than before. That's the same thing with exercise, by the way. Like after you exercise, the blood glucose is going to be much more stimulated than when you're not. But after your body adapts, it's going to be much more regulated. Number four is immunity. We know that saunas actually, with the heat shock proteins, it also is very beneficial for the innate and the adaptive immune systems, as well as stimulating nitric oxide, which is well known for combating infectious diseases. Number five is going to be brain health. Saunas stimulate beta endorphins and diorphins. So diorphins are essentially the suffering molecule, so it kind of makes you feel uncomfortable in the moment, but afterwards you're much more sensitive to pleasure in all ways. Another thing with the heat shock proteins is that it stimulates BDNF, or brain derived neurotrophic factor, which helps with new learnings and connections. So there are different types of saunas. We have the dry sauna and the steam sauna, like that was the traditional ones, and we have the infrared saunas. So the main difference is honestly is that the infrared saunas heat the content of the sauna, so it's you, while the steam saunas kind of heat up the air. So the research kind of shows that you get more of a deeper sweat with the infrared saunas, even though that the steam saunas get hotter than the infrared saunas. And within that, like the infrared saunas, they have full spectrum, they have far infrared. I would recommend getting a full spectrum because you get all the benefits. Like the far infrared is really like for the heat, it kind of heats up the sauna, but the near infrared, mid infrared actually get deeper into the body for the joints and actually heat you up even more. So there's a lot of benefits to sauna, there's a lot of ways to do it. Another thing you can do is jump into a cold shower or a cold body of water afterwards. It kind of acts as a synergistic effect, and a lot of research is done on that as well. So hot cold contrast therapy to amplify those benefits.